Hello and welcome to Artful Awakening, where we discuss art, aesthetics and life. Hi, my name is Bhagya. I'm a researcher, artist and an educator. So to continue from where we left off last time, as I was trying to solve all these different jumbled up thoughts that I had on how to begin my process, I sought guidance from the very same source that we all use and is readily available to us on our fingertips. And might I add, a source that does not judge our questions or our thoughts, and you can ask it anything you want. So you might have guessed it by now what I'm talking about. I headed straight to Google and I typed the first thing that popped into my mind, a tree. So I typed tree painting and this is what I got. As I asked further questions to Google, it told me that I have to use acrylic if I'm using a canvas. So I went ahead with it and I did the painting and this is what I did. The only thing that I really liked about this painting or the process was that I got to use my fingers a bit here and there. And that's pretty much the only thing that I actually enjoyed. It felt good to, touch the painting and kind of spread the paint around with my fingers. So that feeling that I got, that was really nice. But other than that, once the painting was finished, the image was out there, it didn't really make me feel anything. I didn't find it very special. So yes, the colors looked good, very good on the surface. And as I showed it to people, people appreciated it. I thanked them and then I hung it up on my wall. But something didn't feel right. And I didn't know what it was. Once I got done with this painting, I wanted to try something new. So I thought, let me try to do something with a pen. So once again, I decided to reach out to my Google guru and asked a few questions. And this is what I got. So I went ahead with this idea, changed a bit of design here and there. And these were the works that I did. However, today I do not consider these drawings to be very imaginative, simply because they are copies of random images from Google. Again, I was appreciated for the skills I displayed. Once again, I thanked them all and hung it up on my wall. But something didn't feel right, and I didn't know what it was. Once I got this commission of painting an African sunset. Once again, I reached out to Google Guru and I typed it in, and this is what I got. So basically, I ended up copying the entire thing, and the only change that I made was this bit of purple sky that you can see on the top left corner, and I didn't even know how to blend it out properly, but that was probably the only contribution that was original from my end. The receiver appreciated the painting and I thanked him for it, but once again, it didn't feel right and I didn't know what it was. Later, I worked on few other pieces for family and friends. Again, I took random references from Google without knowing any details about it. Like, who is the artist behind the painting? Are they professional or amateur like me? When was it painted? What was the inspiration behind the first painting? In fact, which is the first painting? Without conducting due research, I was probably copying copy of a copy. And when it came to using reference photographs provided by friends, I found myself competing with the camera and its ability to capture our three-dimensional world. In all these works, my primary focus was only to show off my skills and craft. Exploring and experimenting with my thoughts and imagination never occurred to me because I was too focused on making it look beautiful. As I was trapped under this notion that if my work was to be appreciated, it had to be beautiful. And if it had to be beautiful, which meant that I had to copy the photograph exactly as it is. Only then I can compete with reality. That meant that my skills were going to be put to test, and that thought itself was very daunting to me. Then I remembered one of these techniques that my drawing teacher had taught me, where you can break up an image using Photoshop. And then the photograph or the image will look like one of those images that you find in those books that you can paint by numbers. So you can just paint it in chunks. But least did I know that this technique had no heart in it. And it was so mechanical. So anything produced using this method would all look the same. It could be done by anybody. It's like one of those factory items that are produced. I succeeded in copying the photograph to a very large extent. And when I showed it to people, I was thoroughly appreciated for my skill set. Some even said the painting looked just like the photograph, which meant I had painted something beautiful. I felt content at the moment and very proud of my skills. But there was this feeling that was haunting me. If I had created something that looked just like the photograph, isn't the photograph already doing that job? What difference did I make? Once again, something didn't feel right, and I didn't know what it was. Although I had made the painting with my own hands and everyone appreciated it and told me how beautiful it was, there was this feeling I could not shake off, and I could not comprehend what it was. It felt very random. You can say it looked like a beautiful person, but somebody who lacked character and personality, but very beautiful on the surface. So as I started my journey to seek answers through research and studying art history, I figured out the reason why I felt this common feeling through all my work was because I did not personally feel connected to them. One, because I picked these images at random from Google. I did not have any information about them. I didn't know who painted them. And when it came to copying the photographs, I realized I never clicked them. I never visited these places. I never experienced the awe of those places. I didn't know anything about the place, nor the history or the background. And so I realized there were no emotions attached to those photographs. Although inevitably there would be some changes in the paintings because of the strokes that I made or some technique that I used, but it still lacked a certain character, mostly because it was not my original idea to begin with. So how did I tackle that? How did I find myself through the work that I did? To know more, stay tuned for the final part of my story, after which I will take you through all the different ways you can include art in your life. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe this video, and stay tuned. Thank you.